GameTout! Welcome to GameTout, the show where I tell about video game topics that you want to know. Today's topic: what are your predictions of E3 2017? Since this is a loaded question, there is no time limit. I'm just going to go ahead and talk. First, I want to talk about Sony and Xbox. I know Nintendo Fanboy, but I want to talk about them first because they are also part of E3. Xbox, they are coming in to the picture really struggling, in my opinion. If you noticed, you know, if you compare all the systems together, the ones that compete against each other the most is Sony and Xbox. Nintendo's off in their own world doing, you know, God knows what, you know, with the Wii U and the Switch. Like, they're always, you know, so different from, you know, the competitors. And it's been like that for a while. So the ones that directly compete against each other is Sony and Microsoft. And I feel like Microsoft has just been fumbling, you know, lately. One of the first things that I mentioned a while back was I got my very first system that's outside of a Nintendo. I always have Nintendo systems, but I broke down and bought a PS4 because, you know, Wii U wasn't releasing any games. So I bought a PS4, but my original plan was I was actually going to buy an Xbox One. When Xbox One and Sony were showing off their systems, you know, before their release at E3, you know, I went into it very strong, like, Xbox, they're, you know, I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to do amazing, and all this stuff. And I was literally going for it, and then I just didn't see any games that I wanted. And the part that I was excited for was they had this great hardware. It was the Kinect. You know, untapped. You know, I know people say it's, you know, faddish. It's a gimmick. But in my opinion, it's untapped potential that they could have utilized that for games, you know, to do head tracking or, like, you know, I don't know, enhance the experience. But instead they went with the route of, like, oh, it's no buttons. Like, no, we want to play with a controller. It's just, that would be cool if, like, it, like, you know, gets signals, like you go like this and you just go like, you know, like, all right, go in, or, you know, I don't know, just do something that would have went with the games that you're playing. And not make it feel like it's just a gimmick machine, which that's what the Wii kind of did. So I explained this because I was so pro, you know, I was gonna get an Xbox One, and I just saw how bad they were fumbling, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna wait it out and stuff like that. Hopefully Wii U releases games. Didn't happen. And then I played The Last of Us, and The Last of Us blew me away. My coworker lent me his Xbox 3 because he had just got an Xbox 4. Sorry, a PlayStation 3 because he just got a PlayStation 4. So on the PlayStation 3 I played The Last of Us, and I just immediately fell in love. And then they announced that they're, you know, doing a remastered version for the PlayStation 4, and I was just like all hyped up. And then I saw Uncharted, you know, same game creators. You know, it's the games that basically led me to buy a PlayStation 4. I'm not a shooter person, so anytime I look at, you know, the system, I mean, like, the games, they used to be all the time like, oh, shooting games, racing games, you know, like, you know, Forza and all that stuff. Like, those aren't the games I like to play. I like to play, you know, more like adventure games and stuff like that. And, you know, most of those, like, the genre that does really well, Nintendo's really, you know, king at that. So going towards that, I bought a PlayStation, and I feel like everybody did the same thing. Xbox should have been great, yet they fumbled it so bad. And now, when you're seeing games at E3, there's like no exclusives. Like last year, like, it was just like, it was really sad to see, you know, where they were. And even this year, like, everybody was excited for, you know, like Horizon First Dawn, and Nintendo, they were, you know, ready for Zelda, and like, what? I haven't even heard anybody mention about Xbox One in so long. I think the only thing I hear about is like, oh, hey, it's gonna be backwards compatible one day, or you know, it's more backwards compatible. It's like, I don't care. You know, so going into E3, Microsoft needs to show exclusives. They need to show that they have more games than just the Sea of Thieves. You know, they have Rare. They can have other companies make IPs like, you know, like the Banjo-Kazooie, Conquer. They, you know, they have the resources, but like, will they do it at E3? That's the big question. In my opinion, I know we're going to see a few new faces. I'm really hoping for Battletoads. Battletoads would be amazing, but I still think that they're going to fumble it. One of the big things that they're going to show, of course, is the Xbox Scorpio. We're going to get the name of the system. It's going to be Xbox 111. I don't know, or Xbox 9000. You know, they're going to release the name. They're going to show the price, and they're going to have to try to budget it because, again, it might not do well if they price it too high. You know, that's their big thing. But you know, just showing games that are going to be out for every system, it's not enough. They need to show exclusives, and good exclusives. They just can't go, look, it's Forza again, look how shiny the car is. No, they need to step it up. They need to actually get content that it's actually going to compete against Sony, because Sony is wiping the floor with them. So hopefully we see that, but after all the years of like just seeing like their patterns, I'm actually not thinking that they're gonna do well. That's why I put them in the last. As far as Sony, because I'm gonna stick with Nintendo last because I really like Nintendo. Again, fanboy. Sony, they're gonna be the best showing in my opinion. They have so much out there that they can show. You know, we have the new South Park game coming out in October. I say that first because I'm excited for it. The one game I'm really excited for is The Last of Us 2. I know it's not coming out probably until the end of 2018, maybe even further, but at least they need to show some sort of like teaser trailer. You know, again, like just to tease it. Maybe just so they can show it, and then just so it says the date, like 2018. I am so excited. Last of Us 1 was amazing. You know, I have so many conversations, you know, side conversations about how they can, you know, where they can go with the story, what they can do, and that's where, like, you know, I'm excited for, like, what are they gonna do? Like, I was gonna start going into it. I won't do it because just in case people with spoilers, but I am really looking forward to it. I do think that they will show it. We might see a little bit of the Uncharted DLC, but you know, hopefully they don't like stick too much with that because again, it's just DLC. On the other side, we have Red Dead Redemption 2. That game is going to be amazing. It just got delayed to 2018. I think it's early 2018, but it depends. It's an open world, huge game. You know how those games do with, like, you know, if you want it to be polished, you have to take into account that there may be delays. So, like, you know, you can't be mad at them if it's that, you know, if it's going to be quality at the end, kind of like Breath of the Wild. You know, I was angry at first, but you know, now that it's released and it's amazing, I'm not going to argue the fact that they delayed it. I get it. I get it. I don't know if they're going to show too much VR stuff. I would probably assume that they're going to, you know, just show like a reel of like games coming out for it. What I hope about VR is that they go more towards games instead of just like tech demos like they did on the last time. I get the tech demos, you know, oh yay, this is what it can do, but I actually want to see it utilized in games. You know, same thing that happened with the Kinect. They never got out of the tech demo phase. They, you know, like a Sony, they need to step it up. Good showing from Resident Evil 7. That, you know, that type of, you know, like showing that it can actually perform well with the game. You know, that's sort of the games that they need to go forward with. You know, focus on. Don't focus on, hey, we're on another roller coaster. We get it. We've been seeing the VR stuff for years and years and years. I get it. It's still new technology, but I'm hoping that we get like a price goes down a little bit, and I want to see a good game utilize it, because then maybe I would buy one. But for right now, I'm not going to pay top dollar for a game, for one game that utilizes it well, which is Resident Evil 7. Of course, we're going to see lots more games. Days End, I should have wrote all the stuff down, but, or no, is it Days End or Days Gone? Oh, now I can't remember. It's the zombie one. It looks cool, the one that with the biker guy. We have God of War, Kingdom Hearts 3. They have to show Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, come on, show Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm sick of the 10 to 20 games that are coming out in between part 2 and part 3. Just bite the bullet and make part 3. It's 2 years ago they showed like a demo of it. Nobody really reacted towards Kingdom Hearts 3 because it looked dated. It looked kind of bad, actually. So, in my opinion, most likely they got that response and they probably just reset it, and they just they're redoing it. I bet you anything that's exactly what happened. They went back to the drawing board and they're trying again. But it's been 2 years since they were trying again, so they should have something to show. I'm hoping that it comes out next year. Come on, please, come on. Other games that are coming out for the PlayStation. Man, there's so many, really. And these are again, games that I like. There's other games that other people like. They have all those, shooter games and racing games. We'll probably see another Call of Duty for both Xbox and PlayStation. Those type of games and stuff like that. But, I am in no way doubting that Sony is gonna pull through with at least the best lineup and the best, showing. The talk, it's going to be more surrounding Xbox, because Xbox is showing their Scorpio, so that's where the talk is going to be. But I think but in my opinion, I think the presentation is going to be kind of bad. So the talk is going to be negative, and best showing is going to be Sony. Whereas Nintendo, let's go and get to Nintendo, the good stuff. Yeah, Switch. I'm excited. I'm excited for Nintendo. The only thing is, why aren't they doing a press conference? They're doing another direct. Nintendo, you guys. So Nintendo's showing a direct, and I believe people were saying that it's going to be 30 minutes long. 30 minutes isn't that long if you take into account for what they're going to show. So I'm just, instead of doing predictions of just random games, I'm gonna kind of just predict how the direct's gonna be. Most likely, we're gonna be okay. So 30 minutes. I'll just do fingers. So in the very beginning, we'll have I don't know, 3 to 5. Well, let's just say the whole video has 5 minutes of just talking hey, our Switch is doing really well, supply, this and that. Joy-Cons are cool, this and that. Hey, oh hey, guys, let's do a skit and stuff like that. All right, 5 minutes. So all together, it's gonna be 5 minutes of just people talking. Yap, yap, yap. All right, so we have 25 minutes already. I think they're gonna get into Mario. They're gonna say, Mario is going to be the big center point of this whole thing. So they're going to basically go Mario's back, he's, better than ever, this and that. And I think they're going to announce a couple of Mario games. First off, I think they're going to go with the, they probably might even just start off with Odyssey, just because it's the most talked about. But the 3 games that they'll show is Odyssey, the Mario and Rabbids RPG game, and that's for the Switch as well. They'll probably show a 3DS one, so let's just say that they're going to do another Mario Luigi Superstar Saga type game. And maybe even throw in a Mario Sports, a Mario Tennis or something like that. So, okay, there we go. They're going to show 3 games. at minimum of Mario. I just have that feeling, and because they're gonna basically be like, yeah, Mario, Mario, Mario. Like, are we gonna see Mario Party? Are we gonna see, you know, we're gonna see Mario. That's period. But that's gonna take about 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and put that right there. One focus that they need to do is obviously Fire Emblem is coming out this year. Fire Emblem Heroes, or Warriors, my bad. Heroes already came out. So Warriors is coming out in, I want to say it's August. I may be wrong, don't quote me on that. And then Exoblade, which is also coming out in December. So we have like an RPG game, and we have that, you know, a warrior style game. So there's another 15 minutes, or 5 minutes, so it's 15 minutes right now. Okay, we have to have 3DS games. They're going to show that, so that, you know, they're going to go, hey, you know, we have the Hey Pikmin, we have the Miitopia, and whatever games that they're going to do. They're probably going to announce one more 3DS game, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to be anything like Zelda or anything like that, so nothing to hoopla about, but that's another 5. I definitely think that they're going to do indies. They're going to show like a showing of like what third party, what games are coming out, and I think they're going to do it kind of like in a collage. So one thing that I think they're going to do is show, and in this trailer they're going to show Splatoon 2, they're going to show ARMS, and they're going to show the Pokken. They're showing those 3 because, and they're not going to really talk about it too much. I don't think they're going to like spend too much time with that, because that's where their focus of E3 is going to be anyways. Like, they're going to be doing those tournaments, and so they're going to have all that time to talk about those games and those multiplayer games. And you know, again, ARMS is coming out literally next week. So we're not going to have them talk too much about it, but because we already seen a lot of it, but they're at least going to show it in that trailer with those third parties and indie games and all that stuff, which is going to take about 5 minutes. So we only have 5 minutes left. What do they show? So I'm hoping, you know, again, all those other things I mentioned, they can all stretch those out. So I could already be, that could already be taking all the 30 minutes. But I just want to dream a little bit, because I just want to, you know, do a little prediction. What is it? I really hope that we get to know what Retro is making. Retro hasn't made a game since February of 2014, I want to say, or 13. Oh my god. It's been a long time. Maybe let's just say 14, just so I could just go there. So it's been over it's basically 3.5 years that they're making something. You know, for a company for it to be sustaining, they need to sell product in order to pay their employees. So they have to release something sooner or later. They can't just stick with, you know, not doing that. Because I heard that they hired a lot more people. So they got more people to come in. What are they making? What? The one game that everybody is thinking is Metroid. And I also agree, that's probably my top pick. In my honest opinion, even if the game is coming out in 2018, Nintendo, show a teaser. I know you guys are more into, hey, we're just showing off what's in 2017, but no, we need to tease us. Tease us. You know, is it hurting Naughty Dog to show off The Last of Us, even though, you know, Last of Us 2, even though they're like basically in the beginning period of no, it's not. It hypes it up. Everybody's just so excited for the game, and like, to me, it just creates, you know, talk. You want talk. If you announce a Metroid, people are gonna talk. It would be amazing. And even like it just shows space, and then like Samus just falls from the sky and like falls onto like the ground. you know, showing the great graphics, and then like her like going like straight to the camera and just go Metroid coming out 2018. People will flip. Like, it's not that hard to tease if it's a game that they're making. I might be wrong, they might be making something else. Let's just say they're making another Donkey Kong Country. I think it's, you know, I think it's not likely. I think they might be trying something different. But Donkey Kong Country, again, I wouldn't mind, because in my opinion, that was one of the best Wii U games that came out, was the Tropical Freeze. But Metroid, it's been a long time coming. The last good Metroid was Prime 3, which Retro made. And also, I try to think to myself, like, I do think that they are pretty well into the Metroid, you know, making. So they are, you know, they're so far into it, but they couldn't announce it last E3 because they weren't showing any Switch games. So this year would be the perfect time to do it. Super Smash Brothers was my last thing I wanted to say. So Super Smash Brothers was a game that I was thinking that they were going to announce here and release in September. However, Pokken came out and ruined everything. Pokken, they just showed it off and it's coming out in September. So now, you know, business-wise, it wouldn't be smart to release two fighting games in the same month. So I think that if they are making a Super Smash Bros. Deluxe, it is coming out in 2018, probably February, but that's what I think. Hi!
Sorry.
Interrupting my video.
What a bad wife.
What a bad wife. Ugh. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I think about Super Smash Bros.'s chances. I think it would be awesome, but at the same time, if it's coming out in 2018, I don't think that they're going to show anything of it. Even if they're making it, they won't show it until later this year, in my opinion. Yeah, really, that's really the only thing. See, that's why there's not, like, that's why I'm not saying it's going to do as well as Sony and E3, because it's not like too much, but really excited for the Mario game, and you know, and if there may be a surprise. Again, Metroid would probably be, you know, the one surprise that I would go for. I hope that we see other surprises. Like, I really want to see a WarioWare. I think we might see some sort of game that does casual play, so like something that does with the Joy-Cons. We'll probably see something like that. So WarioWare would be like the most perfect one to utilize that, in my opinion. Other games I would wish that there would be surprises if they like redo Star Tropics, you know, like reboot it, or the other game was Golden Sun, but I think it's too early for those games. It's a long shot, but those are the ones I eventually want to see on the Nintendo Switch. So. Anyways, what do you guys think about E3? Like, do you think Nintendo's gonna rock it, or do you think, you know, Sony's gonna be #1? And that's my opinion, but I don't know. Let me know. What do you guys think? Who's gonna win E3? And also, what are you looking forward to? Anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. And next week we will be doing a lot of GameTouts. I'll probably be doing one every day just to kind of just go over like what's been going on. So I will see you guys next week for some more GameTout. Later. Woo!